So a number of you have requested a very popular around the campfire, sometimes childhood ghost story. You have asked me to share the Taily Po. And I'm at the laundromat in my car and it's very busy and I don't know when I'm going to get a dryer. So let's get into it. Fucked up scary tales with Liz. Once upon a time, back in old Appalachia, the days were hard and the food was scarce. Out in the deep woods lived an old hermit. Every day he'd take his 3 hounds out hunting, but there wasn't much game to be got. One night the man and his hounds were hungry, and they were hunting late, and a mysterious, shadowy creature crossed their path. The hermit shot at it quickly, more out of fear than intent. The creature let out a terrible scream, but it bounded away, and when the hermit and his hounds reached where it had stood, all that was left of it was its severed tail. Well, waste not, want not. The man picked it up and they took it home. He made a thin stew out of the tail, and he fed himself and his dogs, and he went to bed. In the middle of the night, in the midst of a terrible dream, the hermit was awoken by a mysterious sound. The man pulled himself out of a murky sleep, and he heard a rustling and a scratching, and saw the light of 2 yellow eyes staring at him from the foot of his bed.
"Where is my Taily Po?"
The hermit cried out for his hounds and sent them chasing after the creature, but shortly after, only 2 hounds came back. The hermit did his best to fall back asleep, but soon he once again heard rustling and scratching.
"Where is my Taily Po?"
The man cried out for his 2 hounds and sent them chasing after the creature, but shortly after, only 1 hound came back. The hermit took some deep breaths and once again managed to fall into an uneasy sleep. And once again he was awoken with hissing and spitting and rage.
"Where is my Taily Po?"
The man cried out and sent his last hound after the creature, and it did not come back. Now the man was alone. He had no protection. He had no last resort. The hermit clung to his firearm desperately. He kept his eyes wide and wary. He knew he wouldn't sleep again tonight. Hours passed, and the sky began to turn a dark gray. The man began to breathe easier. He heard a rustling, and it frightened him. "Is that you, my boy?" he asked, hoping it was his dog. And then suddenly he felt the weight of it on him. With claws too sharp and breath too hot for it to be one of his dogs, he fumbled in his fright, and his firearm fell to his side with a clatter.
"I found it."
So that was fun! So this is the Taily Po I'm familiar with. Tell me in the comments, is that the one that you grew up with, or do you know a different one? Thanks for the request. I'll see you soon with another scary story.